Welcome back to Andrew's Collectibles, and today we are doing our random figure review. And today's random figure is M.A.S.K, which was a toy line produced by Kenner starting in 1985, and it stands for Mobile Armored Strike Command. Now it's a different kind of toy line. In the 80s, Transformers were big, G.I. Joes were big. This was a toy line that had a cartoon that ran for a couple seasons with it. And basically what it was a bunch of guys, good guys, bad guys, same story, led by a guy named Matt Tracker. And they each had a mask that they wore on the figure. These figures are about 3 inches tall. You can see they're pretty small compared to, say, like Transformer. They're super small. And they came with like a car, truck, bike, that sort of thing. Now, the good guys came in like 2 packs. They did like adventure packs. They would have one with a car, one with a truck, or they'd have 2 figures together type thing. Other than that, the really neat thing about them was the mask. That was the drawing point. The mask gave them like sort of like a power. So you can see, I don't think this is the right mask for this guy. So I only have the one that actually matches up. But the cool part was that the cars and trucks all had neat features. Like they kind of transformed, but kind of didn't. This is what was called Rhino. It's like the big truck that they used. And on the back of this, there was a second car that shot off that they could use. This was incomplete. I found it for $1 at a thrift shop. But there's a lot of detail that went into these. Like they open up, all the detail, if you can get a look inside. If any of you guys had it. This wasn't in great shape, but at the end of the day, I really liked it, and it's what brought me to these guys because they had these in a bag. This was on the side of a table, and I saw that, and I was like, "Is that M.A.S.K?" Grabbed it, and then they saw the bag beside it, so I scored all these. This guy's name, hold on, what was his name again? Brad Turner. They all had like random names. The bearded guy, who I thought was a bad guy, but he's not. That's Alex Sector. Buddy Hawks, and this guy's name has the greatest name ever for any cartoon character, Hondo Maclean. Like, this guy just looks like a Hondo. So these figures don't have a ton of articulation to them. They don't move around a lot. They're similar to Dino Riders figures from the 80s, if you remember that, where they were smaller, they were easy to lose, not a ton of stuff you could do with them, but they had neat features that they could put on them. Like the mask was the huge thing. So once the guy lost the mask, he was kind of useless. Like it kind of just became like a random figure. The whole point of having a M.A.S.K figure is for the mask. So all in all, I really enjoy these figures. There's quite a big collector's market for them, especially for the vehicles. I find that the vehicles are more often than not the things that go higher than, say, the figures, just because they are so many missing parts, pieces that people look for, and they are kind of just a neat thing to have on display. So I strongly suggest if you see M.A.S.K laying around at a thrift shop or out and about, grab it, because it's an awesome piece of 80s nostalgia, and they only ever made 4 lines of it, so there's not a ton of them out there. Anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed the review, and stay tuned for our next episode. Thanks.